see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shady, my bros raw. No breaks, we go, 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 go. Throw shade, that's a no, 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 no. Go high, go low, low, low.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Talon Sai, and you are watching Sunday GUNDAY. I hope you're all having a great Sunday so far. Today, I'm in a very cool location, if you can't tell by my surroundings. Currently at Q up here in New Hampshire, and it's been a long time since I've been here last, almost exactly a year today. And of course, we are here now for a building one of my all-time favorite guns, which I don't actually own. It's a unicorn gun for that reason. So I'll give you guys a rundown of this entire space here in a little bit because it's super rad. But for now, we're gonna head down to the floor and put together a mini fix. What's up, guys?
Hello.
This is Drew, the engineer.
How's it going?
Who's leading us through the build today. And Kevin, you don't need to hide.
Yeah, you know, I'm doing the important things at the company, box art.
Box art. I mean, the box art is pretty important.
Yeah.
So I've been up here for the past couple of days hanging out with Kevin. We actually did their podcast yesterday, so if you want to check that out, it's probably live by the time this video is up, so I'll leave a link for it in the description down below. But right here is what we're really here for. What are we doing today, Drew?
We are building a Minifix 300 Blackout.
This is a gun that I've wanted for the longest time. I've shot Kevin's previously and did a video on that already. But now I get to see the inner workings of this, and there's so much that goes into this. So I'm literally just going to let you take it away, and I guess we'll put this thing together.
All right. Describe it in one sentence, Drew.
Awesome. I don't need
or
a
word.
One word. That's it.
That's an awesome sentence. Yeah, it is the most fun I think you can have with a gun.
So these are all the parts, the Minifix. There's a lot of standard parts. All the small components you see here are standard receiver. The typical 300 Blackout comes with the pistol brace, but if you want to upgrade it to an SBR, you can get the stock option. And then it comes with the 8-inch 300 Blackout 1-in-5 twist barrel, the short 8-inch handguard, and the 11-inch top rail. Now for this setup right here with the 8-inch barrel, you can also get a short 8-inch top rail that doesn't go the full length. It's the lightest weight option. And then if you want to upgrade to 224 and soon enough 556, then you can get the longer 16-inch 556 barrel. And then we have longer rail and handguard options to accommodate that if you want.
And what's so cool about this is that it's engineered in a way that it's almost a completely custom gun. You're only really using like 2 parts from an actual AR. which would I guess be the mag button spring.
The mag catch itself. The button even is custom. But
and then the pistol grip. Everything else was completely designed by you guys, which is super cool.
Yeah, it's built from scratch, but it's supposed to, feel like an AR-10 SR25. It's the platform they designed it off of. I say they. It's Nick and Ethan. They were the ones who were the brains behind the whole operation. But.
All right. Well, I'm going to set the camera down so we can start this build.
All right. Q-cert in there. And then that goes in facing that way. Yep, it fits down in this.
So do you just line it up and press it in?
It should self-align, so as long as it's close, it'll.
Damn, that's easy. And you designed this?
Yeah.
Or one of you?
I designed this one.
Okay.
I believe Brian designed that one.
Cool. First step.
Go to it quick. Pops in. Done.
Damn.
So those are the only two assembly parts required to get the assembly shape.
Cool. So what's so cool about the safety of this trigger is that it's weighted evenly, correct?
Right. So the design, the weight, this actually big mohawk, whatever you want to call it, is just a counterbalance weight. So all of this is the geometry we need. That's to activate the trigger, safety, ergonomics for finger and feel. And this is a counterweight to actually move the center of mass into the exact center axis of the pin, so that no matter how many times you spin it, it never ends up in the same location.
That's
it's perfectly
so crazy.
Balanced. So the reason for that, and the reason it's so important, is that for drop safety, no matter what orientation you drop the gun in, it doesn't actually kick in a direction. Like
you're not going to have it favoring weight in a certain direction that could cause it to.
Right. So if you drop it butt down, it's not weighted this way that it actually wants to activate the trigger. So every direction you drop, this actually just stays perfectly balanced. Now that goes in and sits down here. Now this sticks out, so this is actually just kind of a pre-assembly feature to make it easier to get in, because it doesn't actually sit on this. So when it's actually in, it's loaded up here. So that's what gives it its rotational tension.
Okay. You go to a specific.
I just go until I feel it hit my finger on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Just till it's flush.
Yeah, right about there. Then
Just punch it through.
make life easier.
As long as it's free.
Moving right along, we're moving on to the stock, brace, and the hinge mechanism. And the hinge is super cool because it sort of has tolerances like a pocket knife where it can wear in over time and it stays tight.
Yep, actually the design of it, so there's a wedge right here, so it's a 3-point contact. So you have your wedge in here that locks into that wedge in there. You have a little shelf right here that sits on that face, so it closes, and then it's spring loaded down. So it spring loads, wedges here, pushes here, and then there's a 3rd point of tilt contact, but it stays tight. So as it wears in, it actually gets tighter and tighter. It doesn't wear loose because it's a wedge. It actually wears in more and gets more solid the more you operate it.
Cool. Barrel, little chody barrel, 1 in 5 twist.
El Chode.
El Chodo.
Chode, comma the.
No grease or anything on
You're
there?
already way ahead of me. No.
ahead of
Nope. Slips right in.
Barrel nut.
Yep, barrel nut goes on. You do put a little CLP on here because that is anodized aluminum, as is the receiver. So that goes on with 35. So that's our tool that we have. It's just a tool we make for assembly. There you go.
What's cool about this is that all of the Q components that are in here can all be done with just like standard tools. Because the gun's so custom, they totally could have gone proprietary and made it like super difficult to work on your own guns, but that's obviously not what innovation is about. So you get a simple tool like that and you can fix everything, but you probably have a lot of these tools already at home. Perfect size.
First lug's for recoil, second lug's for alignment. Put it in, and then bias it forward like you would a scope, and then I do that screw. There you go.
Damn, that is cool.
And then I jump to the front one just to get everything straight.
So someone rock set that on, probably got it on the taper.
Yep, actually, yeah, you can see it a little bit. It did get in the taper, but
so you welded a block to it.
Good. I mean, good for them. I'm not opposed to it. I just you don't need it because the taper you know, it's self-aligning, and you need, I don't remember the exact number, I believe it's about 20% more torque to get it off than to get it on, because it's a wedge. So when you wedge it, it's actually adding normal forces going out, and it actually holds it in place.
Gotcha.
We do 25. But those are the ranges you should be safe in. If you go looser than 20, there is potential that you can't. Nope, you're there.
Is that good? Okay.
I won't try it again. Yeah. So it's
Fancy pin.
Just got a little nub on it. Yeah. We actually just colored it just so it looked different than the sear pin, because they're so similar in size. That goes in. You just want to make sure it's below flush. It should be, but you can just to make sure it's not sticking out. Otherwise, it'll run into the cock ring.
Don't want it running into the cock ring.
Not that at all.
A rough cock ring is not a good time.
Smooth cock rings.
Okay. Give it a little bit of tension, not a lot, just a little bit, and rotate.
Hey.
First try.
Cool.
So,
First try.
So if you rotate over here, so what we do is we put a little dab in there, because you're always in contact here, because this is spring loaded down. So this is your full stop. So that spring we put in before just springs it down, and then there's a stop inside there that catches. So that's always rubbing. So we oil that, then we put a little bit of oil on the rails. We'll give it a few. Better.
Awesome. Tiny.
Voila.
Mini.
Mini, mini.
Shove it in the back of your pants.
Test the trigger, I guess. Feels good.
Oh hey, I'm Kevin from Q. For the entire month of April, you have the opportunity to buy this mystery shirt and definitely maybe be a winner, just like me. So, buy one for yourself, buy one for your wife, buy one for your wife's boyfriend. It doesn't matter. What matters is the more you enter, the more chances you have. You don't hit a home run if you don't swing the bat. Maybe you'll win the Honey Badger pistol, ATF's favorite gun. Maybe the Honey Badger SD. Let me tell you about this. We designed it to replace MP5 SD for US SOCOM.
Yeah. We told the story a million times. We got it. Move forward.
Maybe you'll win the fix. Sweet ass optic, silencer, all the accoutrement. You don't know. At least you get the sweet ass shirt.
Well guys, my dream gun is no longer a dream gun. This thing is finally a reality, and I am so stoked on the mini fix. I have to give a huge thank you to Drew, Kevin, Adam, and the entire Q team for having me up there to do the podcast and to put this thing together. I've been wanting to go up there and do a build for the longest time, and the fact that I was able to build one of my dream guns, it just means a lot more to me than the average firearm. Now, a few things have changed since the build day, which was a little while ago now. We have 2 tax stamps involved. We have Thunder Chicken up front, and in the rear I've swapped out the brace that you saw us put on here, and this thing is now an SBR with the stock on here. I know we didn't go super into depth with the build, but there's already a lot of good videos out there on the internet if you want to see more in depth of how this thing is put together. And honestly, it's not that difficult. It's engineered in a way, and the engineers at Q have designed their own machines to put these things together very quickly and efficiently. It started with a few Q-certs into the receiver. You got all of the components like the trigger, the safety, the mag button. And then we moved on to the fast twist barrel, getting the handguard on, the pick rail on top, putting together the entire bolt carrier right here with the sear that's inside of there. Makes this trigger amazing. I had a pretty good understanding of how this gun works, but now that I have hand assembled this by myself, it's really cool, and I have a whole new appreciation for the mini fix. I did also leave Q that day with a few accessories to sort of show you guys here. We have a bunch of different rail sections, some with Q-cert, some standard rails that come with the minifix. They do make a Q-cert sling mount, so I can throw a sling mount right in here if I wanted to run a 2-point sling on this thing. We have taper adapters, extended bolt handles, which I was going to put on here, but it's mini. It's all about being lightweight, which is why I have it set up the way that I do, so I'm not going to be using this on this specific gun. And then we have different butt pads, the stock of course, and a tool to go along with it so I can clean and maintain this thing however I need to. So the way I have my minifix set up right now is, of course, SBR with the silencer, Thunder Chicken up front. I also opted for an Atlas bipod. They actually do make a Q-cert Atlas bipod mount. However, when I purchased this bipod, I got the pick version. If you really want to save weight, you could opt for that adapter as well. Of course, this thing is SBR'd now. I swapped out the standard butt pad for what they call their big butt. This thing is obviously completely adjustable. You can move the actual pad itself up and down depending on your shooting position, if you're prone or if you're shooting from the bench. And then to top it off, I always had my eye on the Night Force NX8. This is a 1:8 optic, and I just found out today that the reticle is actually illuminated. I've had this thing for a little while now, and I never had the chance to shoot it until today, so I wasn't really messing with the scope or anything like that. So I took it over to visit my friends again at Triple J Armory, and when I went to get this thing zeroed, I realized that it's illuminated. So that's cool too. The 1:8 throw is really easy to get to with this lever. This isn't the most expensive, super high-end glass you can put on here, but after weighing my options between 1:6 and 1:8, and looking at all of the different manufacturers, I landed on the Night Force. Again, this is one that I've wanted for a while, and I wanted this exact setup that you see right here. So I'm also using the Night Force scope mount on there, and this thing is great. I threw a couple rounds down range to get it roughly zeroed at about 25 yards. And as expected, no surprise, this thing is just dead accurate already. There probably will be a little bit of a break-in period, and depending on if you are running this thing with or without a silencer, what type of ammo you're using, then your point of aim, point of impact is probably going to shift a little bit. However, Winchester again sent out some ammo for this video. I cannot thank them enough for becoming a sort of unofficial sponsor of Sunday Gunday. We'll get there in the future. But today I was running their 200 grain subsonic 300 blackout ammo. I've shot a lot of 300 blackout before and never this exact round. You got a big old bullet there, hollow point, good for hunting, self-defense, or whatever you want to do. And this round suppresses really, really well. We were shooting indoors at Triple J, and I was able to even take some shots without ear pro, which I don't recommend doing, but with a bolt gun like the minifix and the Thunder Chicken on there, the level of suppression that you get out of this thing is incredible. The guys at the range this morning were even running some rifle drills, and this is the only gun that I had brought with me, so I was like, I'm just gonna hop in and run some of the drills with you guys. The minifix in my eyes is all about having fun, and I was able to run this thing up against some barricades, and it was such a blast. What's great about a gun like this is that it's bolt action. You got the 45-degree throw, so you're able to eject spent casings, get a new round in the chamber really fast with really just like the flick of your thumb. This thing is super lightweight, and I can run around with it, which is just one application that you could use it for. With that fast twist barrel, you're able to shoot way further than you would actually think. I'm talking hundreds of yards, even out to 1,000 yards, subsonic suppressed with the right optic, of course. It would take a little bit of playing around, but this thing is absolutely capable of taking really far shots. I probably don't need to reiterate this stuff because I did do a full dedicated video on the minifix in the past. You can check it out at the link right up there in the corner. But I love this gun so much. Like I said, because I put it together with the guys up there at Q, it means a little bit more to me than a regular gun, and chances are I'm going to be shooting it a lot more in the future. So if there's anything that you guys want to see me do with this gun, shooting long range is definitely on that list. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions on this gun or the way that I have it set up. You can ask me down there as well, and I will try to answer anything as best as possible. Now again, I got to give a huge thank you to everyone up there at Q. I had a blast hanging out with you all, and hopefully I can do it again here in the near future. You can check out the link to the podcast down below. And also thank you to Winchester for sending out some ammo and making videos like this possible for the future. I think that's all for today. So if you are new here, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every single week. As always, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.